Key members of the Sons of Odin Kokomo meth trafficking ring, when Abby and Libby, as well as Karina McClurkin were killed and the Flora fire happened, are said to have been Keegan Callis, Elijah Cook, Gabriel Sebastian Ellis, Flint Vincent Farmer, Tyler Joe French, Travis Yennick, Blaine Nelson, Jeffrey Reagan, Kyle Stacy, Alan Tinker, Paige Breanne Turley and Joshua Lee Weaver. Among these the drug dealers, Gabe Ellis and Tyler Joe French, were allegedly in the same drug ring as family members of both Abby and Libby. Members of motorcycle gangs, Odinists and drug rings from Kokomo may be behind the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, as well as the Flora fire that killed the four young sisters Kiana Davis, Kiara Phillips, Carrielle McDonald and Kyanie Welch. Often the same people are members of all three of these networks, so they are intertwined. Considered one of Howard County's most wanted fugitives, Gabriel Ellis was arrested on February 15, 2017, the day after Abby and Libby were found dead. The Kokomo Police Department Drug Task Force and K-9 unit had set up a trap in the 1800 block of East Markland Avenue Wednesday evening for Gabriel Ellis and his drivers Paige Breanne Turley and her wife. They ran straight into the police spider web with their car. In the back seat of the car, police found a young runaway girl who had run away from home and who likely had been subject to sexual exploitation by Ellis over a period of time. Ellis was arrested on a warrant for child exploitation and possession of child pornography and carrying a handgun without a license. Kyle Stacy is alongside Gabriel Ellis, the high priests of Odinism in Kokomo. Kyle Stacy, a 44-year-old methamphetamine merchant frequently commuting between Tippecanoe County and Kokomo in Howard County using Delphi as transit town, during such a routine ride from Tippecanoe County and Lafayette to traffic his merchandise in Kokomo, he was caught during a traffic stop in Kokomo by police. The incident occurred around 6:45 p.m. on Thursday on August 18, 2023 in the 1400 block of North LaFontaine Street in Kokomo. Inside his dark gray 2022 Nissan, a police dog sniffed out a large batch of methamphetamine, 1.07 pounds of crystal powder merchandise worth a fortune in his possession. Stacy cursed the sniffer dog. Also a larger amount of cash was seized from Stacy. Handcuffed, he was transported to Howard County Jail for a longer accommodation. He had recently same year been accommodated for a longer time in the Tippecanoe County Jail, at Duncan Road in Lafayette. Stacy was charged with a Level 2 felony and possession of methamphetamine. If a person commits a Level 2 felony in Indiana, he will be imprisoned for a fixed term of between 10 to 30 years, with the advisory sentence being 17.5 years. A Level 2 felonies in Indiana could be crimes such as dealing methamphetamine of 10 grams or more. While commuting between Kokomo and Lafayette, Stacy may have frequently visited Ronald Logan's farm at the Monon High Bridge area before Logan passed away to conduct Odinist ceremonies. As the area may have become extra sacred to Odinists after Abby and Libby were sacrificed there. On July 19, 2022, skeletal remains of Karina McClurkin were found near 600 block South Purdon Street at Bunker Hill near the Miami Correctional Facility. Earlier in the night, Karina disappeared on October 11, 2016. She was seen in surveillance photos together with Flint Vincent Farmer and a third unidentified person heading into the Village Pantry convenience store at 10 p.m. and leaving at 10:32 p.m. at 1000 block of South Washington Street in Kokomo. Later at the night she disappeared, Karina had been observed in Flint Vincent's apartment. From the apartment, witnesses had heard noises that sounded like a loud melee and a woman being abused. When the police was called and arrived at the scene, they could not find Karina inside Farmer's apartment. On May 11, 2017, just after 9 p.m. just outside the Dollar Tree store entrance on 631 South Reed Road Suite 10, Kokomo Plaza, Jeremy Scott Peterson, 31, was savagely attacked by Alan Tinker, 37, a methamphetamine merchant and Odinist. He attacked Jeremy Scott Peterson with a devilish violent fury, and with his large knife he slashed him in the chest with great force, with horrified onlookers at the entrance to the Dollar Tree as witnesses. The witnesses told police that Alan Tinker left the scene in a green Chevrolet Blazer or Trailblazer. The mortally wounded Peterson staggered inside the Dollar Tree store before collapsing on the floor. When Kokomo police and medical staff arrived on the scene, Peterson told them that Tinker had stabbed him in the heart. Jeremy Scott Peterson was taken to Community Howard Regional Health Hospital and later flown in a helicopter to Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis. He died the next day from his severe injuries early Friday morning. Shortly after, the police department with police dogs found Tinker's hideout and stormed it and overpowered Tinker and led him away in chains to the Howard County Jail, where several of his close methamphetamine Odinist friends were already incarcerated. On March 12, 2019, in Kokomo, Alan Tinker was sentenced to 10 years in prison Tuesday for the 2017 stabbing death of a father of 3 children, Jeremy Scott Peterson. Alan Tinker pleaded guilty to reckless homicide, a felony, as part of a plea agreement in which prosecutors dismissed an aggravated battery charge. Peterson's mother, Kimberly Johnson, expected Tinker to do 75% of the 10 years in prison or 7.5 years behind bars. Was Alan Tinker a hitman for Kokomo Odinist methamphetamine ring? According to Michael Phillips, Peterson had become a police informant and was going to report intelligence about Gabriel Ellis and the Kokomo Odinist methamphetamine ring, therefore he was liquidated for being a snitch by Gabriel Ellis hitman Alan Tinker. Earlier, Tinker had robbed Peterson's grandmother at gunpoint. Was this a vendetta against Peterson and his extended family because Peterson and members of his family had snitched on the Kokomo Odinists' methamphetamine ring? Did the same ring use Alan Tinker as a hitman to murder Karina McClurkin, and was he used as an executioner when Abby and Libby were sacrificed?